This business owner went from riding his bike to work to having a private driver to work. Here we go.
Hey out there, it's Lauren Powers, business and marketing coach, sharing stories of bad entrepreneurs turned profitable business owners and how you can learn from our stories to help you grow in your own business. These are real stories, y'all, so it's gonna get real spicy. Pull up, let's get it.
Here we go, another episode of the Bad Entrepreneur Podcast with me, Lauren Powers, doing all the things. And today we have a friend of mine, y'all, Ty McMath. He's not just a businessman, he's a business man, right? What's up, Ty?
What's up? How are you?
I'm great. I don't think that the people know what kind of treat that they are in for. Because Ty McMath, you have a story, sir. So we're going to get into it. I met Ty, y'all, 15 years, 07-ish, 08-ish, somewhere around there, when fitness was on the rise in Atlanta, different modalities, the outdoor boot camps, and, you know, people starting to get healthy and fit in droves.
Yes.
So we were teaching boot camps together at the time, and then, you know, our business, like the rest is history at that point.
Yeah.
So you know, welcome to the Bad Entrepreneur Studio. Yeah. I want you to share with us, kind of like, what's your story, bro?
Well, first off, I wasn't even teaching. I don't know if you remember.
You were just there?
I was.
You just.
I just popped up at Stone Mountain. Right. What y'all doing? Y'all just running?
You was on your bike.
Listen, I was not teaching. I was doing marketing at the time. And for the company that we were eventually working with.
I remember. Okay, you weren't on the teaching side.
Yes,
you were supporting
I was
the company.
literally just doing marketing. I was passing out flyers.
Amen.
I was getting paid 10 cents a flyer to pass them out through Stone Mountain.
Are you joking?
100%. 10 cents a flyer.
Oh my God! How many?
I was trying to live.
I can't even do that math. Aren't
flyers.
you the do the math guy? Is that how he started? From 10 cents counting flyers?
10 cents a flyer. 10 cents a flyer.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
And so I just started coming because I was passing out these flyers and people was like, "Oh, this is cool." And so I was like, "Man, maybe I should try this boot camp." Okay. And so I literally just started coming, and I was like, I was into it. And so once I was into it and Des started coming, and I was like, and so I'm like, shout out to Des. So I started just being really competitive and I just liked it. But I had no thoughts, no intention of
making a business of it.
Not even close.
Because you were really there for a job. Like
I was just getting my marketing.
Yeah, you were doing the marketing.
I was just trying to, just trying to pass out some flyers. And I just I just so happened to like the class. And I started going for long enough where I was like, hey, what if I was to teach? That was literally my thought. That was it.
So I just want everyone to know that those are the thoughts. Those are the moments that we act on it, and then it's like, oh, this is how I got here. Oh, I should teach.
Maybe I should try this.
Let's try it. So
that was it. So I was like, man, maybe I should teach. I played ball in college, but never thought about being a trainer or a coach or a referee, none of those things that normal athletes do. So when I thought about teaching, I was like, so what do I need to do? I didn't know about a certification,
getting certified,
NASA,
or insurance, or any of that.
None of that.
Why would you
Why would I? Why would I need that? What are you talking about?
So good.
So I was like, hey, I think I could do this. So I go and I get a weekend certification.
Hey, man, I think we all got that one. It's like $99, and we were fitness professionals.
And I was like that, looking at the test, cheating the whole time.
I think we might have done it together.
A pectoral?
Who knows? Who cares? Why does it even matter? We don't need to know body parts and stuff to coach. I think we all did it that same weekend, like together, bro.
Yes.
Stop.
So that was me.
So we went from you started teaching. You had your own, or class. I forget where yours was located, but you had your own course.
So I didn't even have my own class. So I started teaching under the person that ran the company. Then I was sub for yourself and other people. I technically never had my own location.
So you were like adjacent. You was never like,
because I didn't really I was on a bike.
He didn't have a car.
I lived in Snellville with my mom.
No.
Stone Mountain I could get to. You're talking about Walkmart Park or something.
No.
At 5 o'clock in the morning getting a sugar loaf.
Yeah,
this was a problem.
Yeah, that would be, you need a different kind of bike.
I need a 10 a.m. class. That MARTA, that's like 3 stops.
Oh,
so, yeah, so I never had.
He's like,
I never had a location.
Okay.
And so so I would just sub, and then I had a bright business idea that got turned down by the owner.
I remember that. So like, this is the cool part. Like how out of, not adversity or whatever you want to call it, but you always had ideas to be greater. And I think as an entrepreneur, you know you're meant for more. You know there's a calling or something knocking at you for something more, like for something different. And for you, this was like, you know, the amenities.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Something none of us, you was on some 2025 shit, bro. Back then,
crazy.
None of us were thinking that way.
Yeah.
So tell us about that transition.
Yeah, so it was interesting because I was doing I was subbing, right? Going all over, doing the boot camps. And I started noticing like trends. For example, the emotional taking of money. You know, like I started noticing that when
the emotional taking of money. Come on, teach us.
So people would go, and if they had their kids' spring break, they'd be like, hey, I'm not going to come this month. Or if they possibly had another job, or the wife got laid off, or the husband got laid off, things like that. So it was a very emotional exchange. It felt almost like every month it was like a negotiation. And that was like, that's kind of interesting, you know? And that kind of just was a trigger for me. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do the emotional money thing.
Sometimes it's hard to scale too.
Yes.
Very hard to scale.
Very, very. And we learned that later, right?
I'm experiencing that right now.
Yes, we learned that later. And so that was the first thing. Then the second thing was I noticed that when it rained, when it snowed, when it, you know, like, so it ebbed and flowed.
That's how I got my first lease.
You get it?
I did my first lease because it rained, and then now I'm still here.
You get it? And so I was like, wait, I don't think this is a good business model either, because every time it rains,
something
snows,
changes.
So I love the low overhead.
Yep.
That was the one thing.
We didn't have no brick and mortar.
Loved the low overhead, but all those things to me felt like issues.
Inconsistency. Non-predictable.
There you go. And so that's hard to scale. It's hard to really build a model that's consistent, and you want to simplify and repeat any business. So that's how I started thinking, like, where can we go that no overhead, but that can give us that non-emotional money. And that could be consistent, a space that might be underused. This doesn't sound real.
This sounds like multi-level marketing or something.
I know.
You tell me. If you had said this to me again, talking about the, you know, I know it was rejected, the original idea, but
I remember exactly where we went.
It almost sounds non-real, like nonsensical.
Because so this is what happened. I go to LaFonda on Howell Mill.
Okay.
Shouts out to LaFonda.
Yeah.
And I meet.
Go there.
Yeah, LaFonda. So I meet this young lady there. I'm with me and my boys, and, you know, I think we were leaving the compound or going to the compound.
Of course, because you were definitely going to the compound.
That was happening. So before that, we're drinking, we're having fun at LaFonda, and I meet this young lady, and we hang out, and we talk. And, you know, towards the end of the night, everybody says, so what do you do? That's like the thing. She said, so what do you do? And I was like, well, I do these little boot camps, stuff like that. I do these pop-ups, but I'm trying to, like, do more, like, activations. I forgot what I called them at the time, but I told her something like that. And she was like, well, I know an apartment that that they have a pretty big gym, and they're actually trying to find, like, trainers there. This is never occurred to my head that an apartment. I thought possibly inside of a mall. Because that's what we was doing before. I thought something like that. We can make a better deal, but I never thought multi-family. And so when she said I know a person, I was like, oh,
that's all you need.
Connect me.
Man, when you hungry and you say I know a guy.
Listen, shouts out to Kim Dafe. Wherever you are, we appreciate it.
You're the reason.
And she knows it too. She knows it. Don't come after me though. I'm broke. But
Kim, get your money, girl.
But yeah, so that's literally. So she said it, and then she introduced me to somebody, and we could talk about it. But we off from there.
Yeah, that to me. That's being an outsider, right? Because we always just remain connected over the years. Watching the rise, has been so much fun.
Yes.
So before we get into your business today, talk to us about how you built Torch.
Yes.
Okay? Because we went from riding our bike. Are we still on a bike at this point?
We're still on a bike.
Still on a bike at this point. We still live with our mama. Going to the compound. And
no, these are all facts.
And possibly doing a little marketing stuff on the side for 10
facts.
cents a flyer-ish,
Yes.
like somewhere around there.
These are all facts.
Okay, so
I talked to Kim.
Okay.
She puts this ideal in my head.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay, I think I can do this. Now, this is at Enzo and off Glenwood, off of 20.
Okay.
So at this time, I have to take the MARTA, ride my little bike, put my bike on the bus. I remember this is so funny. Take my bike, put it on the bus, get to the train, then take the train to MLK, then get off, ride my bike to the apartment, and then I'd pull up. Now, I know nothing about apartments, I know nothing about multifamily, anything. Yeah. So I met this young lady named Melissa, and she tells me what they were thinking. They want to run like a boot camp, a Zumba, and a spin. Like, obviously, I don't do any of that. We got the weekend certification.
Cause we don't even.
we hanging on by a thread.
Like, literally.
So when she says, "Oh, we need this," I'm like, "Okay,
sure, I got you.
Yeah. When you need it, we'll be open in like 2 weeks."
Do you even know how much money you stand to make or doing? Like,
I had no idea how to charge them. I didn't know how to charge for the service.
But you say yes.
I don't know what a Zumba person makes. I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Oh, my God.
So I started just asking questions. I literally just started asking questions. I said yes first.
Okay.
Yes. Can you do yes?
Sure. Yes.
Yes.
No, it's like
I had no business name. I had none of that. Not a logo. Remember, I didn't have my own thing.
Transportation.
I didn't have transportation.
I have to keep going back to that.
Not
That's how
at all
dreams are
transportation. Not at all.
Oh, my gosh.
So at that point, I was like, all right, I can do it. I had like 2 weeks to get everything ready. I had to meet
a whole event, basically.
No, classes. They wanted to do these weekly classes there.
So you said yes to a weekly. You committed
to other people, because I couldn't teach no Zumba. You don't want to see me teach Zumba. So I committed to other people teaching these classes.
And you didn't have the team yet?
No.
You didn't have, oh my God, Ty.
No.
Okay.
No team.
And we have 2 weeks.
We have 2 weeks.
Okay.
No insurance.
Oh.
Because you got to have insurance.
Oh, you have to have insurance to do anything.
And they write me a real check because this is the building writing.
Yes. What do you mind telling us how big was that first check?
Oh, it was small, $600.
$600
a month.
A month for weekly classes?
Yes.
And you had to pay people off of the $600?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to skip ahead. So I'm sorry, y'all.
I told you I didn't know.
My armpits got sweaty.
I thought, no. And for me, I thought I was killing them.
You were crushing it.
I thought,
like, honestly, don't tell me shit. I just got paid $600 and I got people working for me. I got a business.
Bruh, I'm on a bike. I got employees. I came up today.
You literally were winning. You were winning at that point. So you said yes. And did you figure it out within 2? Like, what was the very first week like?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Because one of the things, like even just working at the Ritz-Carlton and then obviously doing the marketing stuff, and there was a reason why I was on my bike, right? So, I always could figure things out and things will, come up, but I would always figure it out.
Yep.
So I didn't feel like I had an issue with at least finding somebody.
Okay.
Now, there was times where I had to sub a class.
Sure. And figure out the 1-2 step for Zumba.
You get it, or figure out, play Beyonce, get on the spin bike. I would just literally play Beyonce and I would get on the spin bike.
Bro,
and I would just figure.
The PTSD is like, cream is like on the back of my neck. Like, I know this world.
I would figure it out. Because I didn't know what else to play. I would just, Black Eyed Peas, just go.
Absolutely. And you just
like it.
And you make sure.
Everybody likes it.
And the stress, too, of making sure people show up, making sure.
Well, that was the beautiful part about it.
Okay.
So, when I was saying about non-emotional money.
Sure.
So, I got paid regardless if anybody showed up or not. Mm-hmm. So, regardless, long as I showed up and long as the fitness professionals showed up, we were good. Everybody could do their job. Everybody was getting paid. So that stress was really not, that's what made it such a scalable business too.
Yes,
and that's what made the even the experience, because I wasn't forcing anything. I would say, hey, what's up? See you in the elevator. You wasn't feeling like I was pitching you.
No.
You wasn't feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
We were really having a conversation because you wasn't paying me.
Right.
I was an amenity to you. I was an added service.
So you made fitness an amenity.
It was definitely first time.
You're the first. Like, who else would have been doing this at that time?
The first.
And you went from one apartment building.
Yeah.
From that, what happened?
Oh gosh, So I figured out exactly kind of like multifamily language.
Yes.
Like instead of saying tenants, you say residents. Instead of saying apartments, you say multifamily.
Yes.
You know, all those things. And then I
Yes.
figured out like the pricing. I figured out what budget we were in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would go in and I would say, hey, I want to look at doing these classes. And I didn't really understand like we were in a marketing budget or we were in
Like where this money
would come from. Because once I figured out where the money was coming from, I then knew exactly who to target. So I would target lease ups. Anybody that was in construction about to lease up because they need amenities to get people
to fill it. So it's better to go for the newer, not the existing that have had
with the newer.
Okay.
Yes. So we went to, once I understood that, we just started targeting new apartments.
So you were pitching,
Yes.
like to, was it who
I had
were the people
one-page.
you were pitching to?
So at first I would go in and I would start with the janitor. I don't care who was there. I would just talk to everybody, like legit. Legit.
Dang.
And honestly, what really helped me was I would continue to learn from the people I was with. You know, I think there was Issa Rae that had that meme that was going around or whatever on Instagram that talks about people always trying to level up and network with people that's above them or that they might want to be one day. And
come on, say it.
And what I learned was like with my peers.
Yes.
I would talk to people and I would talk to the maintenance guy. I would talk to the guy that was selling the apartments. I would talk to them and I would learn and I would say, so where else could you see this service? I would really like, Jericho ended up being in my wedding. He was the guy that worked there, yes. Melissa ended up giving us like 16, something like that, apartments.
And Melissa was the first.
Melissa was the first.
Yeah, that you made the promise to and had to fulfill on it.
Yes, Dana, that was there. Dana ended up taking us with her. Tracy Bowers that was there ended up taking us with her.
Wow.
Mark Pollock today is an investor in my new business, all from that building.
From a large multifamily lease up is what you call it.
Yep, just one apartment.
Wow.
All those relationships.
And the business name that you formed at the time, it was called
Torch Fitness.
Torch Fitness.
Yes.
And what was the one-liner for Torch Fitness? Yeah.
Pass the torch.
Yes.
You know, we used Ignite, all those type of things. And it was so funny too because we were just doing the job. You know, I think, let's call it Bad Entrepreneur Podcast, right?
Yeah.
What I notice a lot of entrepreneurs do, and I even did this before, you get so busy, let me look at the logo. Let me
object
make sure.
Syndrome.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. The website.
Oh my gosh.
You're not even.
So much information. Let me do some more digging. Let me
make it bare mission statement.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. But you don't know your products or services. You don't know like how you're going to get new business. You're not concerned with any of that.
Nothing.
You get stuck in the stuff that doesn't even matter.
That's why you never move forward.
Yeah.
And one of the things that helped me with Torch is that I was actually in the business. I was doing the business. And that's not for everybody. Some people
People teach the opposite of that.
Yes.
Like get to where you can work on it and not in it. But sometimes you can't fully
No,
step
I
out.
needed to learn the language.
Yep.
I needed to learn who I was pitching to. I needed to learn what they like to hear. Not what I wanted to sell, but what do they like to hear?
Yep.
What am I actually here for? Like I wasn't there to help people lose weight.
No.
I was not there.
Isn't that interesting to say? Torch Fitness?
Yeah.
It's not our job.
I wasn't. By the end of what we did, the reason why we were able to scale and grow and be in 26 different states was not because we helped people lose weight. We were a great amenity service, no different than a pool, no different than a movie center, no different than a movie night,
anything
things like that.
Yeah.
That's what we really was.
So smart.
And I didn't realize that until probably year 3, year 4.
Yeah.
So even during year 2, year 3, year 4, I would go in and pitch, like, we can change your residents' lives on the fitness side, which is great, no doubt. But their first priority is renewals, retention.
And that's the language that you should be speaking to them.
So instead of me saying, hey, we're going to help Susie in apartment 4B become more flexible, I'll say, hey, I noticed that by you having a fitness amenity, we can activate underutilized spaces. Oh, wow. So I spent
talking like business.
Yeah, I spent $200,000 on this gym, and I noticed nobody is coming. By having a fitness service, we can up that activation by 34%. that'll give you renewals.
Talk to them, Ty.
That's what I learned during that whole thing. Yeah.
And I want to kind of like stay on that for just a second, because a lot of us don't know our niche.
No.
We don't know our niche, or we're not niche down, and we don't know how to speak to our niche.
Yeah.
And I work with a lot of folks in health and wellness, and the language that they're using to try to get new customers or keep customers is sometimes it's such a disconnect, and they haven't taken the time to study.
Yes.
You have to study your avatar. Talking to a C-suite is different than talking to a client. B2B is different than B2C. And if you were to come into a meeting with me talking about something that no numbers were in it, no percent growth, no predictability, I would probably shut you down, 2 minutes after you start talking.
No doubt.
So how did you really determine, what were the steps to fine tune your niche? Because you said you didn't even realize until year 3, really, what you guys were providing. Well,
it's crazy, but I've always, even growing up, I was always I love Wu-Tang Clan.
Me too.
I was the only person in my school that really loved Wu-Tang Clan. And I got these guys that we called ourselves Wu Gambinos. It was like a little gang. Thug life. Thug life.
Us.
We
shout out to Wu Gambinos.
In the Patagonia of that thug life.
Oh, no. Right. Who asked for LaCroix as soon as he got in here. Talk about you was in a thug. I cannot.
Ghostface Killer. So... But what
Lord.
I noticed even in high school, I would try to find my lane.
Yeah.
And I would stick to my lane. And that was just something, I don't know why that was just innate in me, but it really was. So when it came to business, I had no problem speaking to the exact person that I wanted to hear my message. So
that's a gift, Ty.
It's a
gift,
blessing.
because a lot of people, we hire coaches, we take class to learn the art of that, of that communication skill.
Yes.
And I know that's why it's benefited you along the way.
No doubt.
Because you've always had it in you.
Yeah. It was, no doubt. It was just there. And I think that then I started fine-tuning it. Then I started really understanding it. And then obviously it's harder for entrepreneurs now.
Yeah.
Because they want everybody to like their product. And
of course.
If everybody likes their product, they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
I think it's the exact opposite. I think you have to speak to your exact audience.
That's all you need.
And drown every single distraction.
Imagine how different our lives would be if the ideal client or whatever purchased our stuff all the time.
Yep.
Or we always had meetings with the ideal client.
Yes.
Well, we try to diversify or scatter and just kind of handle all things.
Oh yeah.
That's usually where we overpromise, start spending money. That's what happened to me when I first opened the gym. We started off with just weightlifting, strength training. Why? Because I was good at it and I loved it. The boot camp weightlifting thing.
Yep.
But damn it, I started to spend. Shit. And then someone said, Lauren, you don't offer Zumba?
Oh.
Shit.
Maybe.
And then someone was like, I love Pilates. Okay. And I added them one by one by one until it became I was out of control.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Had I niche down.
Yep.
I could have had the Torch Fitness. Okay, so now Torch Fitness, you know who your client is. You're doing well. You're in 26 states.
Can I ring the bell for you? Because those are all bells.
See, y'all heard it.
Man, don't bite that apple.
Don't do it.
I'm telling you, seriously.
You stayed in your lane and you built this mega brand. And I think that you stimulated jobs.
Oh my gosh,
for people, it was you had an
whole industry.
An industry. You
not
created
jobs.
a market, bruh.
Industry.
An industry.
Like an industry.
And I believe you exited. Did you exit?
Yes.
Talk to us about your
exit. Yes. But it's even cool, truly.
Yeah.
I remember going to different cities as I was starting to build Nashville and Birmingham and Austin, Texas, and all these places. And then year 5, year 6, I would go back to Nashville, and I was like, oh, we got a little competition.
Somebody else trying to offer amenities. You gotta tighten up your pitch, bro.
And I would literally know. I love entrepreneurship so much. I love just talking to other businesses that was even doing what I was doing because I wanted
everybody can eat.
I wanted them to charge the right price. Hey, when you go in here, you got to charge this.
Yeah, because you don't come in here making a problem for us.
Yeah, don't do it for free. You're not gonna last.
Yeah,
because you think people are gonna get your personal training session. They're not, because they're not accustomed to buying personal training at an apartment. So just get your bag here. Don't worry about that bag. And so I would almost try to help these entrepreneurs.
That's good. It helps the whole industry.
It helps the whole,
yeah,
because I wanted to
market.
level the whole industry. Once again, God is perfect in timing. I always thought about scaling and selling.
Yeah.
Like, I always looked at shows like Shark Tank and Marcus Lemonis, all these things.
The same.
So never any experience and never been in a room. I don't even know if I knew anybody personally that had exited a company. I don't even know if I knew anybody like literally personally.
And the size of the company.
Yeah,
that you had grown. That's a big exit.
I don't even know if I've met anybody at that time.
Yeah.
And so I started to really do my due diligence. And for me, I started to scale and it started to become a job. It started to become, like you said, hey, everybody would say, you know what? Maybe you should do this, and then maybe you should do that. So I started to scale, and it really became a job. I met my wife. She helped me with this business. Shout out to Nicole. Yay. She basically saved the business.
Of course, that's what we tend to do.
You know, she saved the business because she really came in and organized things.
Yeah.
Because I'm just one.
That's her superpower.
That's her superpower.
For sure.
Thank
for
God.
Sure.
And so as I started to scale the business, and we started looking at like, man, how are we going to manage all these accounts? Because we were really slim. I knew I needed either a strategic partnership or some type of
a CEO, COO.
Yes, I needed something.
Yeah,
I needed something.
Yeah,
and I would meet with people and I would talk to people.
So hard.
But oh my God,
it's so hard.
And I'm horrible, bad at hiring people.
That's the whole thing.
Do
Hiring.
not.
And for the important positions, like
Yes.
you're talking about, I know exactly the position that you needed at the
Yes.
time, that you don't post it on LinkedIn.
Yes.
You don't put it on the careers
Yes.
page.
Yes.
So like finding that person is difficult.
So difficult. And I've always was able to replace myself, right? I always was able to replace myself.
Smart entrepreneur.
And I really needed a CEO. Like I needed a better CEO than I was for Torch.
You know, a lot of people don't ever admit that.
Oh, I needed
They will never admit that. And I talk about that a lot when ego is driving your business as opposed to good principles, good business decisions.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make success.
Yes.
And being able to step back and put the right person in place,
Yep.
it still shouldn't affect your money.
Yep.
If you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it right.
Oh my God.
You should have more time now.
Yes.
Because you put the right person
And
in
I
place.
I can work for that. I'll focus on something else.
Easy.
What would you like me to do? Because
Easy.
different levels of your business needs different type of disciplines. And at the level that Torch was at that point, that was not my discipline.
No.
I had never been there. I didn't know how to as competition was coming, I didn't know how to box things in. I didn't know if I should play offense or defense.
Management of
management.
people. Woo.
How do I
talking some
incentivize my people that's working with me
that's
to not go out?
Position.
That is a position.
That's a whole
How do
position.
I gamify the classes?
Bruh, that's another position. Like that's a
Giving
and then
resident
someone
perks.
managing all of that as well. And then you should be getting a report. You should show up and they should tell you how your business has run because you laid the foundation so well. Did you ever wind up hiring the CEO or what did you
No,
wind up
I
doing?
sold my company.
Well, amen for God.
Yes.
Okay, you exited.
I found a better way.
Yeah, tell us about the exit because we don't know about that yet.
Yes. So as I was going through all that,
Yeah.
I just started talking to people again. And I started talking to this young lady named Tracy Bowers, who was at the first building I was at. She was.
Oh, was she?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So she was like a higher up at that building.
Sure.
And so I started talking to everybody. Then I got to Tracy, and she started to become a friend of mine. So I remember I was dropping Ocean, my daughter, off at first day of school. First day of school.
So sweet.
First day. It's Tracy's birthday, and I asked her out to breakfast.
Sure.
So I've dropped my daughter off, and I'm actually not really feeling well when I go to this breakfast. Like I literally remember throwing up on the way to the breakfast.
Oh my God.
Like not feeling well. I know, but like I still wanted to meet with Tracy because I kind of had these questions in my head.
Of how to make this next move.
How to make this next move.
Yeah.
And so I say, we're sitting down, and it's Tracy's birthday. Do the happy birthday things. All right, Tracy, I'm going through this. What do you suggest? And she said, well, I do know a company that might be perfect for an exit.
Acquisitions company?
Acquisition. And it's a private equity company. And I know a couple other companies that they actually purchased, and it was a nice soft landing, blah, blah, blah. And I told Tracy that for me, it wasn't just the exit. I really wanted to learn. I felt like as I was doing my entrepreneur shit, right, and I was in my bag, I was really building a cocoon. Like I wasn't like in a cubicle. I wasn't learning from different people. I would go to conventions and I would, I would read books, but I really felt like I needed like other people like to talk to.
Yes. That's why I'm in the mastermind now.
Yes. And you know, at this point, I'm thinking like, man, how do I either have a strategic partner or have an acquisition? Now, I didn't know anything about it at that.
Because those terms can be very foreign.
Oh, my gosh.
And scary, especially when you have an opportunity to have a seat at the table. I've been in positions where it's just like, I just wasn't prepared for the level of conversation.
Yes.
You know, and people can see right through that.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They can see right through that. So when you say they talking acronyms and shit and your EBITDA, and you sitting here like, I'm texting.
Yeah, I'm like, Googling.
You just said EBITDA. Is that EBIT or?
Listen. So the funny thing is, so Tracy introduces me to a person in the company.
Okay.
And when I talk to them, I just ask questions.
Sure.
I just ask a whole bunch of questions. And one of the things I've always done is I will ask you a whole bunch of questions, and then I'll go to a person that might know the answer.
Yeah, that can interpret.
Yes,
smart.
That's literally what I started asking this person a whole bunch of questions, just really filling it out. And then I got all the answers. I would talk to other people. I would say, who do you know that did this? So I met this guy named Bruce that actually happened to sell his company. He was doing the same thing, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
So I talked to him and I got advice. And during this whole process, I had my same lawyer, my same accountant, but I basically went through the whole process of selling my company and the equity and everything. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like I hired a consultant.
Oh, that's
I didn't go through.
No. Ty. You did it alone.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I had a lawyer and an accountant.
Yeah. For sure.
Thank you so much for them. But I really did. And I think the reason I was able to go through it, I would just ask a lot of questions in the first meetings.
Yes.
I would just ask.
And then go back to the
and then I would go back. I would say, okay, so this is what they're talking about. What do they normally do for you? To the point where even when we made the actual sale, I had no idea how I was going to get my money.
It's like, is it a wire?
I had no idea.
Is it like a paper check?
Is it? I don't know.
Cash
Do I pick
App
it up?
wasn't there at the time. I think Cash App has a limit.
Listen, I had no idea. That was the only thing.
But you signed it. You felt good about it.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It's a big company.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to hit.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. Like, if you have somebody that knows all this stuff, they'll tell you. But I literally did not know any of that stuff.
How did it feel signing that? Because that was a multi. I know it was lots of figures.
Well, we ain't talking about that. Them people out there.
I was about to say, though, how did you feel like that's like, I can think moments of in business ownership, because we're this is part of our life, like and then you did the thing. You did exactly what a lot of us want to do. You build it, you grow it, you exit. Yeah. So how did that feel?
It's crazy because now looking back, like I even saw a picture recently. I remember taking it of the little agreement that I had. Yay. That I couldn't post it.
Right, exactly, right.
Honestly, I felt the probably loneliest I ever felt.
Really?
I was actually depressed. I'm not even.
Wow, what do you think was the block to keep you from enjoying that moment? It's a glorious moment.
I know, right?
And your life changed. Like,
literally.
Like in
literally. One day.
Hey, you got depressed.
Never seen. I was depressed.
Bro, what happened?
It was crazy because I when you have these goals and you have these dreams and you in your mind you watch it on television. Like I'm all about, like, I love Shawshank Redemption and Gladiator and all these, like, overcoming and digging through the dirt and blah blah blah, Pursuit of Happiness, and I'm all about it. And I never really thought about how I felt at the end of those movies. I would just watch them, but I love, like, the middle of, like, Count of Monte Cristo when he's, you know what I mean? He's stuck.
That's the same thing.
He's stuck and he's in jail. He's learning.
Yeah.
And for me, right when I got it, I immediately was like, and so what I did, I started buying everything.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was.
Wait a minute.
I was nuts.
I did not expect you to say that.
I did it. No.
Okay.
I started making up for my pain.
Oh, wow.
I literally started making up for
What'd
my
you
pain.
buy? Tell us.
Oh my God.
Tell us, what did you buy? Like a Porsche? Was this when you got the
a
driver?
Porsche. My wife got
She
a Porsche.
deserves a Porsche though.
She does.
She be.
And she still have her Porsche paid off. My wife is way better than me. She did the opposite. Thank God for my wife.
So he could
She
have
didn't
some
never see
balance.
this trauma in me. She didn't even know I had it. I didn't even know I had it. It was like survivor's remorse.
Yes, I know. I understand.
It was literally like survivor's remorse.
How did you? And so you were working through it by purchasing things.
Yes.
Yeah.
At first.
Yeah, that didn't matter.
That did not matter. I did everything that I ever wanted to do.
Okay.
And it did not matter.
Did you open up another business immediately?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Okay, so but based
I
on
couldn't.
your
Yeah,
agreement.
based on my agreement, I couldn't do that. So that was a blessing. That was a blessing. But I really made, honestly, a lot of mistakes during that time because I didn't know. I was filling it out. And it's not like you can talk to a lot of people because either
They don't get
people
it.
think, no,
And
they
you
don't.
can't tell me that you talking to your cousin about.
They don't know
"Man,
nothing
I
about
just-
capital gain taxes.
What?
What are you talking about?
You can't tell me you had them conversations. I want to know how those went.
You know how many weddings I paid for during
Oh
this?
my God! This is hilarious.
I mean, it's tough because like you literally feel, and it's not like a war is me thing because it was such a blessing.
Sure.
But this is the Bad Entrepreneur podcast where I think you should be
Be
very transparent and honest because somebody listening to this, they're gonna make that money. And what I want them to do while they're in that transition is to start actually like doing deep discovery.
Yeah,
like really doing some deep
discovery. The problem,
discovery.
Ty, is that none of us, a lot of us don't have that vision that you had, that you actually saw to the end.
Yeah.
We talk about wanting to make millions and wanting to do the thing, but are we really prepared for it to happen?
Oh man.
What would happen if you opened a business and it actually did what the fuck you wanted it to do?
I'm telling you.
Within the first 6 months, what would happen? Most of us would break.
Listen, I tell you, you'll first probably have imposter syndrome.
Always. Like, it's right there. Like, did I really just make this much?
Wait, is this really work? Hold on. I need to
buy something. Well, okay.
I need
so maybe
to do
I
it
should
again.
invest. Now that I have this extra,
I need to talk to somebody
get
else
a build.
and get-
Should I get a bigger building now? Like it's so many. It's like, you know, watching like with a meme with the question marks like going around your head like all the time. And like you said, the cocoon, the isolation.
Yes.
And if you don't get past those money blocks,
Yes.
those mindset blocks,
Yes.
it's going to be a lot harder to expect success.
Yes.
You did the thing.
Yes.
We all open up businesses. At least I'm going to say we all open up businesses to make lots of money.
That's it.
And so if you ain't saying it, you're saying it now.
You need to.
If you were to make all the money that you wanted to make, would you be ready for it?
Yep.
And I think that, so you learned that.
Oh my gosh. This is why we built the union.
Okay. Are we ready to talk about the union?
This is why we created the union.
You learned a lot during your Torch experience.
Yep.
You know, you went through a sale and acquisition,
Yep.
managing people, expanding to multi-state, big business. From Torch, what was one mistake you made that you've corrected in the union? Like, it could be a hiring thing, it could be a financial thing, but what do you think you've learned? Like, I ain't gonna do this shit ever again.
That's so good. That's so good. That's a great one. I would say not even a mistake, but I really did start with the people in mind when I did the union. Okay. And I would honestly say I was more product based before. Okay. But I really did start. So when we started when we started Torch, I think the real benefit, right, or the real opportunity was in businesses doing corporate B2B, right? That was where it was at. So you would speak that language.
Sure.
With the union, and I think now with many companies, the business is actually the influencer. The business is actually the person. The business is the real potential for the next 5 to 10 years is actually in the people. So it kind of recycled back. And so when I was with Torch, I really lost that.
Okay.
Because I was really just talking to corporates. I was talking that language. I fully understood who I was engaged with. I wanted to make sure that everything worked for their stats, renewals, retention, occupancy, activating underutilized spaces. That's nothing to do with people.
Not at all.
Nothing.
Not at all. You could have a bunch of androids, robots,
Boom.
or whatever, but no. So now you have a different thought process.
There you go. And
Yeah.
so what I started noticing was I was first to a spot, right? So I was quick to the market, right?
Yep.
First to market. That helped me. But I didn't have necessarily champions of my brand. So that's why many people didn't know who I was. Many people didn't know who Torch was because it wasn't about that. I didn't have champions like Orange Theory, Peloton. These companies
a movement,
a
following,
champions.
Yeah.
We didn't have champions.
Yeah.
And so as competition continued to rise, as most businesses, it happens all the time.
For sure.
I didn't have champions. I had champions in leadership positions, but guess what happens? People get promotions. People get other jobs.
They move on.
So when they move on, who's vouching for you? Who's talking for you? Who's championing you?
Yeah.
So as a company gets older, you almost always have to reinvest into people. So that was one thing that I learned building Torch.
Yes.
Now with the union, I really did create it with you in mind. And that means the people there. Not just the building, not just the location, not just the class.
You're used to just managing from a spreadsheet.
Yes.
Now it's a different.
It's a whole different emotion.
Yeah. So tell us about the union, because I know when you exited Torch.
Yeah.
I mean, you was good. Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
You didn't really you don't have to do this, what you're doing right now, because you're chilling.
Yes.
But I guess you got bored. I know you like being challenged. Let's open a business.
I know.
And let's make it massive, like the size of a Walmart.
And let's do something that I never wanted to do, which was technically opening a gym.
Opening a goddamn gym.
We know what this looks like.
We know exactly what this looks like. So that's what you decided to do. Came out of retirement.
Yes.
To open up this new facility that's on the Beltline in Atlanta. It's called the Union. So I'm not going to spoil it. Tell us all about the Union and how it's going.
Yes. I know, right? All the above. So we decided to open the Union because I noticed that fitness entrepreneurs needed a place where they were truly taken care of, where I felt that a fitness entrepreneur can come in and learn from our mistakes without having that high lease and the overhead and trying all this or that. You can almost come into our campus and
conduct your business.
And conduct your business.
Imagine.
Learn business systems.
You got the weights there? You got the bikes there? What, you got the equipment?
And so what we noticed in our industry is that if you were a trainer, you can go somewhere and pay rent and do that. But that always felt to me like you wasn't learning business. There's so many 50-year-old trainers, 40-year-old trainers, 30-year-old trainers, 60-year-old trainers. And I sometimes feel bad for them if they can't make their kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or if they can't work themselves out of that.
Or if they can't work themselves out of that. Or they never set up 401k for them,
LLC,
nothing,
or any of it.
Come on,
they
never have that, and they've dedicated their whole life
to this thing
and helping people. And that was happening a lot in our industry because around those 2000s and 2000 whatever, all these people started getting in. I'm going to be a trainer. But they never learned business. And then with the group fitness, once the boutique fitness started really popping off, and F45s and Orange Theories, all these things started going, I started noticing that great trainer there, where did they go?
Right.
Like once they maximize their opportunity, then what? And they don't know how to negotiate a lease. They don't know lease terms. They don't know, what they should be getting back.
Neither did I.
Yes.
Okay.
So ideally, you would have came to the Union first.
Yeah. And what would my experience be like at the Union as opposed to doing this on my own?
It would have been personalized and customized.
Okay.
So we would have made sure. So the whole key at the Union is to make it feel like it's just for you, like it's your business, and we're here to serve you.
Okay.
So everybody there, from the sales team to the concierge to the education to the content, we're all there working for you.
Okay.
And we're all there to make your members and your experience better.
Okay.
And we actually want to scale. We're like an incubator of sorts. Think about Atlanta Tech Village.
Absolutely.
That's what we are for fitness professionals.
I see it.
And so we want somebody to come in. Like we have a membership process where we really try you out. We want to make sure you're the right fit and we're the right fit for you.
Yeah.
But our whole goal is for you to scale. And then when you're ready to jump into that water, we have the right location for you. We know the right management company that you should probably go to, the right developer.
Yeah,
because this
love
person,
this.
I love they allow parking for your members. They
things
love
you don't think
fitness.
about. Things you don't think about.
Mm-hmm. You don't really think about that. You just think this is a great area. Look at all the traffic.
Or that.
I'm gonna put a sign up.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna come. Why wouldn't they come?
Because I built it.
I'm next to Publix.
Hello.
It makes sense.
I should be full all the time.
A Chick-fil-A is right down the street.
My gym's going right there.
Yes.
I know it. I already know it's gonna be.
Yes.
So
and
that's what you're. So this is not a easy undertaking. I've been to the Union. It is a beautiful spot.
Yes.
But I know that you've been kind of in the thick of it for a while.
Yes.
So what do you? This is new.
Oh my gosh.
For you,
yes.
We're not. This is development.
Yeah.
Like we're hearing the nice idea, but this space was blank.
Oh my gosh.
Like a blank canvas, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
and all those things that I was saying I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Remember when I exited and
I
was like, yes, I want to learn this and I want to grow. Mm-hmm. I felt like I dove right in.
Oh, great.
And I literally started getting hit on my head like, oh, this is what leadership feels like.
Uh-oh.
Man, I was
Damn
a
it,
horrible.
Ty.
Oh my gosh. It's a horrible leader. Horrible leader.
Oh no.
I didn't realize it because when I was scaling my company, I didn't have to work these muscles. I didn't have to deal with
entrepreneurship
employees.
is a muscle.
Oh my gosh. I never worked.
Management, that the people management, the project management, because I know you got
keep on going.
Yeah.
Keep on going.
The hiring process.
Keep
I
going.
know you are building like
a culture.
A culture, like how your operations are gonna work. There's probably how many people are going to be employed there? Like it's a fairly decent number of people working there, right?
Yes, yeah.
You're trying to decide between W-2s and 1099.
You get it?
How you're insuring them inside.
You get it?
Oh my God.
And this is a whole new stage. Like doing business right now.
Yeah.
Is different than doing business even 3 years ago.
I'm sure.
Right now is doing business way different.
And dealing with developers, right? Because this is a large
It's a whole
project.
construction. Yeah, we had to do the mechanical, the electrical, the plumbing, permits.
Ty.
I got my lease. This is bad entrepreneur. So I literally get my lease. And I didn't have drawings. I didn't know like engineering. I didn't have a designer.
Oh, like an architectural engineer.
Engineer.
Walk you through how to space out your treadmills and like all that kind of stuff. I got you.
Where even my bathrooms would go.
Oh, so you just got a blank thing, like a big.
I just.
So you can envision where things could go.
Yeah, we could put a bathroom right over there and a sauna, and yeah, this should work. I literally got the building before.
Bathrooms are based on the number of people you have,
especially if it's a historic building, right?
There's all the
you can't just move.
You can't take the
windows.
You can't mess with the windows.
You can't just do that. You can't just take this door and put it right there.
So Ty,
you're
learning this as you're.
No, I signed the lease.
Oh, awesome. So we already this is my favorite. When you have an idea and you sign the lease before you're even like ready for it.
Okay, so before I raised capital, by the way, too. That happened too.
So you were just why? Yeah, how about that? Why?
Listen.
Excited. Had you a good idea, huh?
Had me a good idea, and I was successful before. I was gonna be
so why not? That's the thing, honey. I've done this before, so it should be easy because you actually know how to run business. You do
because you started. I do know how to run business.
Yes, you do. You're a business.
But there's a respect for each inning. It's like basketball. It's like baseball. It's anything. It's a marriage. Mm-hmm. Just because I was great in marriage in year 5,
you got to rework that thing. You absolutely
not
do.
Mean. And I can't go back to my life. Remember, I was good though.
You don't remember year 1 through 3? I was crushing it. Okay,
we did Italy.
Listen, we traveled, and I gave you these kids. Like,
come on now, you got to eat off of that. You got to eat off of that tank.
This is so good.
Yeah. So I went into business like that. I literally went into my business
like it's
thinking,
easy. I got this. Ugh, Ty.
I got this.
And this is a huge project.
Oh my God.
Big vision, big mission, big vision.
I literally took 4 spaces on the Beltline. This place is like people are waiting to be.
Yeah.
I took 4 spaces. I didn't even have a construction company that I was working.
And they're easy to find.
And
they're real easy to find.
You could just Google.
Oh my god.
And just call, right?
That's exactly how it works. And they give you the estimates on time, and they come in there ready.
And they're going to be honest.
And they're going to be 1,000% honest.
Totally tell you.
No one's going to look at a blank canvas and think that, oh, I can save you some money.
And especially on the Beltline.
Oh no.
And they're not going to Google me and find out that I might have a little bit of money.
Oh Lord, help us, Father God. But we signed the lease, and there's no turning back. So we're here, and the union is actually.
And it's about to be up.
It's about to be up. It's been a year and a half of
18 months
of no tears, no fights, no, all joy the entire 18 months, right? We haven't.
I love it.
But I mean, just watching, having been there, I do understand the gravity of what you're doing. Y'all, it is 20,000 square feet.
Yes.
Multi space. So there's events. You can do events there. Yeah. That's when I was there for an event. Yep. And I saw there's ellipticals and treadmills. Yes, it's like everything. The co-working vibe, fitness involved.
Yeah, I mean, and you said it like truly, I needed to go through this process.
I had to. There's no way.
I had to go through this process. I really did. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be in it. Mm-hmm. I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about my leadership style. Yep. I learned so much about my communication style.
Yep.
I learned so much about taking those hard phone calls, asking more questions. Mm-hmm. All those things I really needed to learn. Yeah. And I feel that just being at the end of it now.
Yeah.
As people say, I was on the Beltline and I was on the phone and I saw one of my friends. Yeah. That's a fellow entrepreneur.
Sure.
Right. And I remember talking to him in my probably cockiest stage.
Oh Lord.
Probably.
You have just exited.
Oh man. Cockiest stage. I walk in.
Had your own personal trauma no one knew about.
Can I get a LaCroix, please?
Yeah, that's true. He did say, Lauren, you have a LaCroix. And I was like, okay, here we go.
So I probably talked to him in my most cockiest stage.
I'm sure.
So he sees me pacing down
on the Beltline, like, oh my God, what have I done?
And so we started talking. He was like, man, so would you do it again? And without hesitation, yes.
Okay.
100%.
You would go through this process again, and you would be so much smarter for
100%.
it. You could do another build out now that you've done it. You can do another like a 20,000 square foot build out. Yep. You can do, you can create another system with hiring the right people and creating a company culture and being galvanizing, as you just said. If you are the image behind it, you got to be able to bring the people together too. All of those things that you've learned, and we're going to see another business of Ty, where it's something we've never seen before. Yep. So this is just, but with the amenities, we had never seen that before. Now we're talking about this co-working fitness incubator to help very specific individuals help more people and live well.
Yes.
I mean, that I haven't seen anything like that.
And my goal this time is to have multiple exits.
Okay.
My goal this time is not just for me. Mm-hmm. Like truly, I want to create the next Vibe Ride, the next Soul Cycle, the next Pure Bar, the next. Yeah. That's what we want.
Because someone's going to know how to do it and be smart enough to take the, yeah.
So when we exit this time, we'll have many of us and we'll all be there. Instead of just me and my wife like, woo!
Yeah.
I hope it's, hundreds, and we're like, look what we did. Yeah. Look what we built.
So I got one last question for you, and then I got these tiny little game I play. And then I would let you go because I know you got to go back to the union. I'm sure
that's a fact.
I'm sure you're like, I got to get back to meet this contractor. But so if you had one thing that you could just like impart on an entrepreneur at any level of business, it could be big or just starting. What's one thing that in your core? I wish I would have known then, and now that I know it, you take this and you run with it.
I mean,
there's so many. I know.
And I hate doing this. Matter of fact, watch your words. Watch the words that you use. Okay. But that's not it. Everybody tells entrepreneurs this, and it's so true that it really is a marathon, and it really is.
Marathon.
It really is. It really. So it really is a marathon in anything that you choose, and anything that you decide to do in life that you commit to. It really is a marathon, and I think not enough people tell people like when you need to quit. When you quit, bro.
It's okay to quit.
Go get a job.
And it's okay.
It's okay. It's just in this era. I promise you, it's not that cool to be an entrepreneur. Like, it's kind of like it's okay. And I think what happens is they listen to these memes and they listen to these people.
Yeah, it's a completely fake culture.
And they'll be like, yeah, just keep going. No, bro.
It's not. Or in Atlanta where there's an inflated idea of what success is. Because you know what you see on TV or what you see on
think
Insta.
it's real. No. And I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact now because I've been through it. Look, some of you that's listening should get a job. And it's
Just stop it. No.
She might cut this, but you should listen to this podcast.
I mean for sure. But you might want to quit your job too.
But quit your job.
We say that all the time.
Like my boys, I have so many of my friends. I love them. But you are not an entrepreneur. Nothing about you say that, and that's
my LLC
okay.
says it.
No,
I went and got my EIN online.
You have one. You sold multi-level marketing one time.
I've never filed taxes on that business, but I do have an EIN number, and it was multi-level marketing.
It was, and it's okay because I love it. But people it's okay. It is a marathon, right? You do get rewarded for staying in the game if it's right for you, but success leaves clues. And if you have no clues, if you have no record, if you have nothing, literally nothing to show that, you should quit. And go get a job.
Y'all hear from Do the Math guys, Ty McMath. I got some questions. Okay. All right. So this is the last part of my show where I'm basically it's time to get in your business. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna ask quick questions about your business, life, business, whatever.
Yep.
And we just want to get to know you. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Retire and work or retire and chill?
Retire and work, for sure. That's it.
He's actually doing it right now.
I
should have known.
Literally doing it right now. I thought I was retired. I really did.
Like where you was chilling, where you was like.
I was walking in my neighborhood every single day.
With slides on and
I'm not
your
even
poodle.
I knew all the old people in my neighborhood. I would talk to them so long. I mean, I started knowing the people that would die in the neighborhood. I knew them. Like they would be dying. Like I knew the old people that had nothing to do.
Nothing to do. And you was walking around.
Shout out to those people that died.
I know.
It's okay.
But you want to retire and work. Okay, cool. Do you? How about W-2s or 1099s?
1099s all day.
Bruh.
1099s all day.
You don't feel like you have? What about like the control? Like sometimes
Nothing.
you need somebody working for you.
I don't want to control. No. You don't have to work for me. We work together.
That's true. That is true.
Together.
That's true. He corrected me. Okay.
I don't want you to work for me. I want you to work for yourself.
More money or more free time?
More free time.
More free time so you can work? Retire and work?
I love working. I do love working.
I do too. I always, me and my husband talk about it a lot. Like retirement sounds, great, but our mind will fade if we're not doing something.
This is one of those other comments that people don't understand. Me and my wife vacation so much that she was like, Ty, I'm not taking another trip with you. I was like, baby, no, we haven't done the Maldives. We haven't done.
Nicole called me. I can go. We can go together, Nicole.
People would look at my wife like she was crazy, but I had never traveled. Like I only traveled for sports, and then I didn't have any money. And so
it starts the dream building, right?
And then when I started having a little bit of money, I would do a cruise, something like that, because I ain't have no passport. What you talking about? Clear. I know.
We're back on the bike again.
We're
back to.
So when I finally started making a little bit of money, and then we made some money, we would do Italy for a month, and my wife would be so annoyed because I would be like, "Let's go to Morocco," and let's go.
Oh my gosh!
And it got so not boring. It sounds crazy.
Oh, you got rich people problems.
But it was really not. It got to the point where it was like, all right, we should do something.
But you know what? That actually leads into my next question. Are you mission driven or money driven?
Man, I am money driven.
You're money driven.
Yes, no doubt.
To still work but have more free time.
I like
and travel occasionally.
You know, when I think about work, I don't think about me physically being there. Like my dad.
I love that.
Yeah, my dad worked for General Motors.
Yeah.
He worked third shift.
Yeah.
That's work.
Yeah.
My work is not me being there. I'm working right now.
That's business owner dreams now.
Yeah.
That's business owner dreams.
Yeah, with Torch, I would put in whatever hours I wanted to put in. But that was work. I need that challenge for sure, but I don't have to ever be there.
I love that's the mindset that we all need when we're out here opening businesses or, functioning in our own.
Yeah.
Last question, all right?
Okay.
This is between, you got two options. Would you rather work with a startup, or would you rather work with an existing business and help them scale?
Now that is good.
Man, and I have I was
so
like,
good.
because I didn't
That
know.
is so good.
Yeah, what do you prefer?
Because I had an opportunity to do both, right? I did a startup, then I worked with a business, and we scaled. We scaled like crazy.
And you know what both sides of that coin looks like.
Yeah. Then we built. Man, that is so good. I'm gonna tell you after I finish the union. Okay. But I would say. Because I can have a real comparison again, because I did them both. Yeah. I would say there's nothing wrong. Like if I would have met you and you said, hey, you want a partner, and your business was already kind of booming. It's something about like working with somebody that I really do enjoy, like working with them. We're partners, and I can use your skills, you can use my skills, and we can scale
double
something.
This thing, right?
Or there's a company that I see companies all the time. That's why I like Limones. I see companies all the time that I'm like, ooh, I can really help them. Yeah. So, that could be a company that's been around for 10 years or 5 years or 20 years. I really do enjoy working for somebody or with somebody to help their business scale.
It's both. It isn't.
And then, like, picking out logos or picking out coaches and brands. That's cute. I would probably say I would like to work with a company and scale it. If I had to work.
If you had the choice.
Yep.
Well, you've definitely done that multiple times. Y'all, Ty, this was great.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I'm just so proud of you, and just having watched your businesses grow and flourish and your beautiful family.
Thank you.
Y'all, make sure that you follow Ty McMath, also known as Do the Math Guy, on Instagram, and The Union. What's The Union stuff?
Union Fit Hub. We just went viral.
Come on now. Tell us all about where to find you on The Union.
Yes. It's the Union Fit Hub on all sites or whatever that is, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's Do the Math Guy on all platforms as well. And thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for creating something so amazing.
We got to get better together.
Yes.
If we're not talking about it, it's just going to we'll continue this culture of non-successful people that are on a hamster wheel.
Yep.
And if we've got proof of success, bruh, why not just share it, right?
I feel you.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to catch you next week. This is the Bad Entrepreneur Podcast. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe everywhere the podcasts are available. I will see you next week. Thank you again, Ty.
Entrepreneur Podcast. After all, we can't run from my past. Talk about it. Bad Entrepreneur Podcast. Let's talk about it. The Bad Entrepreneur